Hey guys and gals, it's me George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and I'm here with a lathe update. And as you can see, I have these pieces sitting here, nothing is assembled. I have everything disassembled for the lathe. Every last nut and bolt and spring and ball bearing and gear and pulley, all the way down the line. And as far as I know, I've only lost one thing. I was cleaning one of the little tiny set screws for one of my bearing holders. Well, it was smaller than that one even. It was one of the ones that goes on the main shaft. Like, nope, that one's just a spacer. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was cleaning one of them and I dropped it. And I mean, that thing is tiny. It was smaller than that one right there, and I could not find it. So I may end up having to replace it with an Allen key, because I probably won't find a straight slot one. But here's my plan, and I'm going to start reassembling pieces one at a time. This is the cover for the headstock, and I'm thinking about maybe just leaving it plain aluminum, not painting it again. You know, all the paint didn't come off the inside, but 99% came off the outside, and I cleaned the rest of it off. So I'm thinking about leaving that the way it is. But some of these other parts, because they have a fair amount of bare spots on them, I'm thinking maybe I should spray a little paint on them. Either that, or I'm going to have to put oil on them. Like these here, I just cleaned these today, and you can see that was bare cast iron, and it's already getting flash rust on it because I cleaned all the grease off, you know. So I'm thinking to keep it from doing that. See that? If I wire brush it, it'll come clean again. But then, yeah. So I'm thinking about painting at least some of the parts. But here's my question. I don't have any of the right color paint. I have a dark gray, kind of a charcoal gray. Maybe, no, that's silver. I don't know. I have a charcoal gray anyway. And I had thought about using that, but then I also have some hammered gray, similar to what I used on my gadget bike, and I was thinking about doing some of those parts in that. I'm thinking especially like the headstock here, you know, this is staying pretty good down in there, but I think I'd put a coat of oil in there. Of course, this will get oiled once the gears are put back in. That will get oiled anyway. But it would look nicer if I did spray a little paint on them. So I'm thinking about using the hammered gray on it. I know it won't be correct paint, and it won't be correct color, but I'm not so sure that that really matters all that much, because it's not a showpiece. It's going to be getting used. I have my screw all cleaned up pretty nice. Yep, it had a fair amount of rust on it, but we got her cleaned down. A little bit of goobly goop there. And I worked at cleaning my land on the bed, and there are still a few places like this right here that it's just pitted down in quite a bit. There and there. Down on this end doesn't matter too much, because that's where the headstock sits most of the time. And there, you know, it's an old lathe, so it's got nicks and digs from people dropping pieces on it, you know, like that. But I'm satisfied that it's good enough that we can use it just the way it is. There is one worn space right here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. You can see that right along the edge. But I'm thinking that's probably also where the carriage rides a lot, and maybe where it was taken on and off and got banged against there. But we'll see. So what's your all opinion? You think I should hold off until I make a little more money and buy the right color paint, or can I just do a custom paint job on it using the hammered finish? It would be about the same shade, but it would be a hammered finish. And I have a couple more questions I wanted to ask of you guys that are into lathes. This piece here, I use my wire wheel on the grinder on it, but this side here has kind of a almost a copper hue to it, and I didn't want to take it all off. I think the black spots in there, I think that may be a little bit of rust down in there. But I was thinking that maybe that was supposed to have that copper finish on it, just to keep it from rusting, because it is a machined side, and that's the piece that carries these 3 gears here for forward and reverse, I believe it is. And then my last question is, when I get my legs put back on the bed, one of the things it says in my book, and let me get my book out here, I have my own copy. I was able to download this off the internet for free, and this is the first page. It is your responsibility to properly level the lathe bed. Do it right, keep it right. And it goes into quite a bit of detail about it. And it also says that you should not use a carpenter's level, but you should use a machinist level. Well, I have carpenter's levels, but I don't have a machinist level. And I can tell you right now that a machinist level costs $75 or more, even for a used one. And that's $75 I haven't got right now. So how critical is it? Is that just a sales point from the Craftsman Simpson? This was made by Simpson for Craftsman, or Sears and Roebuck. It says Sears and Roebuck right on here, and then it says Simpson Sears Limited. Of course, it might have been made by Atlas for Craftsman too, you know, I don't know. But how critical is it? A lot of the pictures of these little lathes I've seen on people's benches, it looked like they were just bolted right down to the bench top. I know already that even with a carpenter's level, it's not perfectly level that way, and it's way out of level that way. And so I would have to be making some shims. But if I got it close enough with a carpenter's level, would that do the trick? I'm thinking the main deal is to get it flat so it's not twisted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see that? It's hitting on that edge. Hitting that edge. So it's about the same front and back. I could make shims for the back. I would have to make shims for the back 2 places on the legs, because you got a mounting place there on the back and one on the front. That's all you have is 2 on each end, you know, 1 here, 1 there. So you can only shim it in 4 places anyway. So yeah, if you'd post in the comments below, or if you want to send me an email, the shadetreefixitman@gmail.com. That's all lowercase, the shadetreefixitman@gmail.com, all lowercase. And if you have some detailed instructions for me, it tells me in the book how to do it, and I'm very familiar with using levels, having been a carpenter for many years. But I want to know, how critical is it? I'm thinking that I can probably make it really, really close, even just using a carpenter's level. And so you all chime in and let me know, and I'd appreciate it very, very much. And of course, if I'm going to repaint the lathe, I probably will be painting my motor to match. Oh, and that's the other question I have. Sorry, all the questions. One more question. My motor only has one pulley on it, and I'm wondering, haven't read the book that far in. I'm wondering if there is a specific size pulley I need for it, or do I need a triple pulley on there like it has for the headstock. See, the headstock has a triple pulley like that, and is it also a triple pulley for behind the headstock? It's also part of the headstock, I should say. Yeah. So I have some smaller pulleys and I have some larger pulleys, but I don't think I have a triple pulley. And I'm wondering, what did I do? I'm looking for, oh, here it is. Here's the other part I was looking for. This is the stand that holds the pulleys for the motor. And you can see how badly rusted the bottom of that's getting. I definitely got to paint that. So I had that all cleaned down to bare metal. Yep, and that's not good for that to be like that. So that, of course, will get mounted over on this side near the motor. Okay, no more babbling. Thanks for your help. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and commenting. I appreciate it very much. Until the next time, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, saying bye now.